Hey there, Michi. I'm Hackrobat, and today we're diving into a 5-step smart saving strategy for all my fellow tip workers out there. Whether you're hustling in restaurants, salons, transportation services like Ubers or taxis, or even hotels, tips are your bread and butter. And I've got some ways to make sure your hard-earned cash works as hard as you do. And stick around until the end for my favorite tip. You won't want to miss it. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Hackrobat, an Italian-American aerialist located in New York, here to help you save time and money. From quick tips to budget hacks, let's make life easier and keep your wallet full. So I was a full-time hairdresser for 14 years, and one of the things I miss the most about being a hairdresser is the cash tips. I miss them so much. While working as a hairdresser, I noticed my tips varied greatly day to day. Some days I would make $300 a day, sometimes I would make $30 a day. This made me realize I didn't know how much I was making overall. So I've developed a technique to not only track my earnings, but to budget and make my money work for me. So before we dive in, I want to mention that this also applies to the tips you make from Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, etc. Sometimes you have a day where you make astronomically more than you generally make. So let's say you generally make $100 a day, and then one day you make $500. You start thinking to yourself, this is what I make now. While it's tempting to get used to these higher amounts, remember that such days are the exception rather than the rule. Sometimes that streak can even last longer. During Christmas, I would make so much more than I generally do. But after that week, you can make $75 in tips one day, $50 the next day, and God forbid, $30 another day. You might start wondering, did I do something wrong? Is it the time of the year, the month, another employee? Did my manager drive away all the customers? The truth is, you can't control external factors, so stop thinking about them. Instead of worrying about factors that you can control, like time of year, month, etc., focus on what you can control. Work on providing exceptional service, building strong relationships with customers, and staying adaptable. These factors can help you maximize your earnings even when tip amounts vary. Remember, it's about managing your expectations and finding ways to stabilize your income no matter the fluctuations. Now let's dive into the 5 practical steps that you can take to better manage your money and ensure financial stability. These steps will help you track your earnings, budget effectively, and make the most out of your hard-earned money. So let's get started with step 1. The first step to managing your tips and overall income is to find out how much you make every day. So be sure to write it down. Whether you make salary plus tips or just tips, tracking your earnings is crucial. You can do this in a few simple ways. Purchase a cheap calendar, the Dollar Tree sells them. Grab one for free online, or my personal favorite, just use the one that comes with your phone. You could also create a new calendar to use specifically for tracking your tips. So for each day you work, at the end of the day, jot down how much you earn in your calendar. By recording your tips daily, you gain a clearer view of your actual earnings. This practice not only helps you avoid guessing, but allows you to spot trends such as slower or busier periods. Seeing your earnings in black and white can be incredibly enlightening and help you make more informed decisions about budgeting and saving. Plus, it can help you identify patterns, such as whether certain days of the week or even seasons yield higher tips. And then you can adjust your strategies accordingly. Don't rely on memories or estimations. Keeping a detailed record ensures you have an accurate picture of your financial situation. Step 2. So once you've been recording your tips for a certain amount of time, though the longer you do it, the better, analyze these patterns even more. Look for trends such as your highest, lowest, and average tip amounts. Pay attention to whether you earn more during specific days of the week or times of the month. Understanding these patterns can help you budget more effectively and plan for more time off and vacations. Step 3. Base your budget and spending on monthly income that's slightly below your average income. For example, if you make $100 a day, then you want to base your income on maybe $60 to $80 a day. This approach ensures you're budgeting conservatively, allowing you to comfortably maintain your lifestyle and build savings. By planning for a lower amount, you create a financial cushion that helps you manage fluctuations and secure your financial future. Step 4. After you've been recording your tips for about a year, you can truly identify your peak and slow periods and plan your breaks, vacations, and days off around these times. For example, if December is a busy month for you, that may not be the best time to take a vacation because you could miss out on significant earnings. By aligning your time off with slower periods, you can maximize your income while still enjoying some well-deserved rest. Step 5, last but not least, my favorite tip and the one I feel is the most important. Now, you can do this at any point that you've paid off all your debt, particularly any high interest debt. So with the money that you have left over at the end of the month, open up a high yield savings account. This is a type of savings account that offers a significantly higher interest rate when compared to traditional banks. Typically, banks offer interest rates of 1.9% to, I think the highest I've seen is about 3.5%, whereas high yield savings accounts such as Citibank and SoFi or SoFi, I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, offer around 4.5 to sometimes 5.1% in interest. This means that your money grows faster over time due to the high interest earned. High yield savings accounts are typically offered by online banks or credit unions, which can afford to provide higher interest rates due to their lower overhead costs. These accounts are generally safe, with funds insured up to $250,000 per person by FDIC for banks or the NCUA for credit unions. So that's something to also look for. And they offer easy access to your money, although there might be some withdrawal limitations. Before we wrap up, I want to give you a sneak peek as to what's coming next. If you're serious about growing your savings, then you'll want to stick around for my next video where I take a deeper dive into high yield savings accounts. We'll cover why they're a game changer for your financial goals, using it as an emergency fund, how to choose the right one, and tips for maximizing your interest earnings. So if you're ready to take your savings to the next level, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Thanks for watching. I hope these 5 steps to smart savings have been valuable, especially if you're a tip worker. Keep saving smart, and I'll see you in the next one.